Well, I like to fly away. Well, I like to fly away.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Mika in the Morning Show. We're going to start this show off right. We're going to do a recap of the weekend. I got some things I want to talk about, and hey, we're going to have a motivational moment, and I'm going to introduce the man that will be doing that. So give me a second. We'll be right back. We're going to let this ride on out and play. And then we'll come back with some new things at the KBOB Bobby Eaton Show, where we tell our story our way. Mika in the Morning and crew. Be right back, guys.
Don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna go? Yeah. Don't you wanna go? 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 Ooh, my baby,
Ladies and gentlemen,
The all new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio.
well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself in wild romance. We're going to party, caramba, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. We're going to party, caramba, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. All night long, all night, all night long, all night, all night long, all night, all night long. Oh, people dancing all in the street, see the rhythm all in their feet. Life is good, wild and sweet.
And we are back, and I thought that was a great motivational song to start out on. We are on KBOB 89.9 FM radio, KBOB899.com website, KBOB89.9 Facebook Live, iTunes Podcast, iHeartRadio. Of course, you can catch each and every one of us on our Facebook Lives or our Instagram. And in case you didn't know, mine is all about Mika, because I be all about me most of the time. But today, we're going to be about you. We are definitely going to do a recap of the weekend because, hey, it's the party, it's the party, it's the party, it's the party. Hey, hey, hey. And it was parties all weekend long in honor of Juneteenth. From what I understand, it was 13,000 people down there. But what I couldn't understand is why there were 15 cops. Somebody please explain to me how that works. We're going to give a recap on it, on how things went, good, the bad, and the ugly. However, today, I am introducing, again, Motivational Monday Moments. And I have a special guest in the house that's going to be doing that with us and for us. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Chaz.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Sit up to the mic so we can hear you. Big as you are, I know you got a bigger voice than that.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I want you to give us our motivational Monday moments because I know it's in you. I see you do it. For those of you who don't know, Chaz is a youth pastor. Well, I'm saying youth because he's only 24, but a pastor at, go ahead, introduce yourself.
New Jerusalem, Tulsa Church, where Sean Jarrett is my pastor.
How long you been there?
I've been there going on 3 years.
3 years. How you like it?
Love it.
You love it?
Love it every moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Doing some great things there.
So what do you have planned for your future as far as New Jerusalem? Because I visit your church. I actually love to hear my son pastor and preach. But just know, Motivational Mondays won't be a pastory preach thing. This is just going to be motivational moments to get us through the week. Because the way things have been going, that's what we need. We need motivation. So with that being said, you said you've been there 3 years. And you are working what's your goal? What's your end up goal as far as being in the church and on the board? Because I know they call you a lot because he's a big guy, so he can help move some furniture. So FYI, if you need some furniture moved, call me.
Well, my goal is just to serve as much as I can until God opened the door for me to go to my own church. And if he doesn't, I'll stay there and be used as much as I can.
Just know, I will not be up in there with those big hats on and shoulder pads. That will not be the thing that I will be doing. That will not be a thing. However, I wanted you to do motivational moments because I've come and I've heard you talk and I've seen your friends, and you have a lot of friends that are kind of like following your path, which is really good because in a day and time like this, you rarely see that and get that. So when people see me and they say, hey, I saw such and such, I saw Chaz, to look at him, he doesn't look like a pastor. This guy is like 6'4" and a half, 6 something or another. So everybody's like, oh my God, this big giant, but he is truly the epitome of the gentle giant. So with that being said, can you go ahead with your motivational Monday moment to get us through the week? And then after that, I'm going to drop the topic. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to discuss it. Go ahead, Chaz.
Motivational Monday, the quote is, be thankful and grateful for what you already have. Which is to me is very important because we can overlook the small blessings trying to count the big ones. Just getting up, being able to dress yourself, talk, and walk is a blessing that we need to be grateful for. Also, being grateful for the house that you have, the car that you have. You may not have the best, but if you got a roof over your head and a car to drive, you got to be grateful for what God has given you.
So basically, be grateful for what we already have. The next person's life, blessings, and journey is not meant for you. Your journey is yours and yours alone. And hopefully you'll be able to take some great people and thoughts along with you.
Right.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Mr. Dentre. I don't know what your radio name. Are you going to be Chaz D? Are you going to be Reverend Chaz? What are we at the Meek in the Morning Show and crew going to be calling you on Motivational Mondays?
You got to come back next week to find out.
You hear that? See how he's already trying to plug himself? So today's topic is being thankful for what we already have. KBOB 89.9 FM radio. When we come back, I'm going to give you a few things that happened over the weekend. We're going to do this recap, and then we're going to jump right into our topic. And I'd like to introduce and I'd like to thank Mr. Chaz for Motivational Mondays to get us through the week. Again, the way things are going, we need our blessings and all the ones we can have. KBOB 89.9 FM radio.
Love that played his games on me so long, I started to believe I'd never find anyone. Doubt tried to convince me to give in. Said you can't win. But one day the sun came shining through. The rain had stopped and the skies were blue. And oh, what a revelation to see. Someone was saying, I love you to me. A one in a million chance of a lifetime. And life showed compassion and sent to me a stroke of love, all to you. A one in a million you. I was a lonely man with empty arms to fill. Then I found a piece of happiness to call my own. And life is worth living again. For to love you to me is to live. Oh, one in a million chance of a lifetime. And love.
We are back. We are back. We are back. And this weekend, again, KBOB 89.9 FM radio, the Meek in the Morning Show and crew. And I am here with one of my favorite guys. He's one of my favorite. I'm going to say I got about 4, but he's definitely in my favorite 5. Definitely in my favorite 5. So, Chaz, welcome to the show. And so far, I know it's only been a few minutes, but you know how I am. Tell me what you think so far. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit in the background. I just wanted this mellow music to play. And then when we come back, we're going to do a recap of the weekend and everything that went on, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Go ahead. Tell me what you think so far. This is his first time on the radio, so we pumping him up.
I'm enjoying myself. I like it. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be.
You're really not.
But I'm enjoying myself, and I get to do it with my mom. So I'm enjoying myself.
Oh yeah, maybe I forgot to let them know that Chaz is my son, so that's definitely why he's in my top 5. Although I didn't forget, I didn't know if he wanted the world to know that I was his mother.
Yeah.
But I think the world pretty much knows that by now. Okay, so with that being said, let's do a recap. Let's start with Fort Lauderdale. There was a pride parade. To each their own. No judgment. I can't walk in anybody's shoes. I'm not going to try to drive anybody's car. I'm going to stay right in my lane. To each their own. However, the tragedy comes in is when a man took his truck and he barreled through the parade crowd, and if I'm not mistaken, he killed a person. That bothers me only because they were minding their business. That was set up for them. That road was blocked off for them. First of all, if they're in a parade, how did his car get in the proceed? Did he go through the barriers? And what is going through a person's mind to say it's okay for me to mow people down with a vehicle? Can you tell me a little bit or how it made you feel? Because we kind of broke the story last night. So how did that when you saw that? And then on top of that, he had a pride flag on his truck. So what was he mad because he couldn't get in the parade, or what was going on?
Right. Well, like you said, to each their own. I have my own personal feelings about the pride thing, but at the end of the day, they're still human beings. They're still people, and to me, that was a personal choice to run your truck through there.
A personal choice, and somebody lost their lives.
Right.
Several people were injured, and I just want to say this: we don't ever race bait on the Meek in the Morning Show or the Bobby Eaton Station. We don't race bait. But what I am confused about is most of the terrorist acts, because that's what I'm going to call them, for lack of a better word, most of the terrorist acts, most of the mass shootings, just most of mass hysteria in itself are committed by people of non-color. But yet and still, we are still the most feared people on earth. So that leads me to believe that they fear us for other reasons. They fear us for our greatness. They fear us for the spirit and the emotion that we have. They fear us for our agility to make it through any situation. Put us out in the woods. If it comes down to us and the bear, we're going to survive and come up out of that. So with that being said, like I said, no race baiting at all. But I was waiting on them to pull this man out the car because he was arrested immediately, to see what was going on, what was his issue. And to find out that he was a man of non-color did not really shock or surprise me. I was just like, wow, the nerve is, to me, it's almost, they have the nerve. They're almost daring the authority to say something to them when they commit these acts. And he got out that car unbothered. He got out that car unbothered. If you go down a list of whether there's shootings, whether there's just whatever, because I think the last time someone ran through the Pride Parade, I think it was in either Atlanta or New York, ran through the Pride Parade. I also think that was a man of non-color. So if you hate them so much, Chaz, why are you down there? If you hate them and what they, not you personally, but I'm saying if you're a person that hates them, what they stand for and what that looks like, why are you there?
Right. To me, that's a bully mentality. To show you that I don't agree with you and I can do what I please to. Like you said, we're not doing no race baiting here, but if you check the history, white America has always been a bully and what they wanted.
That's a good way to put
And if
that.
they didn't agree with you, for example, they didn't agree with the Indians having land, so they stole and took
Consequences.
it.
Yeah.
We just celebrated the Centennial Greenwood. Based on a lie, they didn't want the African Americans to be successful. So what they do, they burned it down, took it, and turned it into downtown Tulsa. So it's really not a surprise
It
that they
wasn't.
show the bully mentality. Um, but we just have to continue to fight and stand up for what we believe. Like you said, if he didn't agree with it, he had no business even going down there.
Exactly.
Um, and to blatantly take a life when he cannot just give it that easy,
Or
was
life
wrong.
that wasn't his.
Exactly.
Because I doubt very seriously if he knew that person. But again, why did he have, if he hates it, there was a pride flag on the back of his truck. So I'm trying to understand the mentality. You hate it so much that you barrel through the barricades, you kill an innocent person, but you have their symbol on your car. So I'm still trying to figure that part of it out. That was a great way to put it, though. The bully mentality. Now let's bring this on home. Juneteenth. That was definitely a joyous celebration. It was beautiful to see all of those people. It was beautiful to see how many food trucks and businesses and people who have become entrepreneurs. It was beautiful to see how all those t-shirts and necklaces were made. It was beautiful that we were celebrating our history. It was beautiful that we felt that we were getting a little bit back. We were taking a little bit back because, for a while they had stopped Juneteenth. I was actually at the last Juneteenth that they stopped because of violence. So I want to talk to you real quick about a recap of what you saw and what happened in your eyes Saturday night.
Saturday night, I saw tons of people come together to have a good time, to enjoy themselves. Um, I ain't never seen that many people together in my life. They were having a good time.
Two stages.
Two stages. At the time when I was there, Cameo was performing,
Mm-hmm.
but people came together and were having a great time.
They were.
But because of a little spat or a little spill, it caused commotion from people getting trampled and ran over.
Ambulance had to come through.
And that kind of dazzled razzle, I guess I should say, um, the party. But from what I've heard, it kicked right back up right after that happened, and people enjoyed themselves to hear the rest of Mario.
They did. They did. Me personally, we got up and we got out of there because we had our kids with us. And that was one of my biggest fears. If something happens, how are we going to get these kids up and out of here safely? So I'm kind of a hoverer. And my kids don't really see that. To them, it's like a nagging thing. But trust me, trust me, trust me. There's always something in me that says, keep your third eye on your kids. Even though my children are grown, now I have grandkids. So now I have four eyes. I have my two eyes. I have the eye I hover over my children. And I have this fourth eye that I hover over my grandkids. And thank God that I did, because when that stampede took off, I'm telling you, I had on a dress and some sandals, and my kids were clear across the other field with an adult, but they weren't in my eyesight. And it took me literally 30 seconds to get through that crowd, get to my kids, and take them home. My son took them home. However, my youngest daughter went back down there last night. I didn't know she was going down there. She told me she was going downtown. I don't mind that she went. So I kind of texted her and I said, hey, uh-oh. Did y'all hear that? Somebody is not happy with what has happened over the weekend. So with that being said, she went back down there last night. I gave her a text message and I said, be home by such and such time, only for maybe 10 minutes later for her to walk through the door. And I was like, hey, did you have a good time? The look on her face, she was like, yeah, I did. And she said, but what? She said, another fight broke out on Juneteenth last night. And my thing is, it was gospel night. Are you down there fighting with the Lord, for the Lord, or against him? What were you down there on Juneteenth on a Sunday, gospel night, fighting for? And as a pastor and as a young man, not even 25 yet, but has taken a different path, when you hear things like that, period, but especially when you hear things like that have come to an event that we're supposed to be celebrating ourselves. We were so proud last year. You remember we all band together because people thought Trump was coming down here. People thought the Klan was going to be here. And we were too busy fighting for each other that there was not one fight with each other last year. I don't know if you guys remember that. We were too busy fighting for each other that we were too busy to fight against each other. We had a common ground. I don't want to say enemy, but yeah, an enemy. We had a common ground. We had a common enemy, and we had a common purpose. So it shows that we, as Black people, if we really want to get together and do this and act like we have some sense, we can. So let me go back to my question. Hearing this, and it was an event as it was. Does that bring any feeling to you when you hear that there was another fight on gospel night? Not just the fact that it was gospel night, but just the fact that there was another fight. How does that sit with you?
It's nerve wracking. Because if you listen to people, especially here in Tulsa, the first thing people say is they want to get out of Tulsa because there's nothing to do.
Right. Oh, speak on that.
But
Speak on that.
But when we do have stuff, you kind of got to scatter like roaches because people start acting a fool up in there. I hate that because you want to go out there and enjoy yourself. I think people who does that have a selfish mentality. Because like I said, it was told there was 13,000 people out there.
Yeah.
And all those people started running. Now I can still move around. You can still move around. But what about that grandma that cannot move around that well?
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the actual. Come and find out, I think that it was an older lady or grandmother that was stampeded that was trying to protect kids.
Right. What about the young
The
young
babies,
children
yeah,
that get
scared.
and get scattered from their person because people are running through them and you get bumped and all those things. So to me, that's a selfish mentality. If you can't be around people and control yourself, just don't come.
And here's the thing. They said that there were no shots fired, but there was a gun pulled out. I don't know the details. I don't know the facts. If that was the case, you still did it to cause mass hysteria because
Right.
what did you think was going to happen? And I said Friday, leave the guns and the violence at home because we were coming out to have a good time. You cannot tell me that you took that gun because you knew that person was going to be there that you had beef with and that you didn't want to see. If you really felt that way, then you shouldn't have even come. If I knew that I was going someplace and I possibly my life could be in danger, it was somebody that I wasn't really getting along with, and anything could jump off at any moment, I'm just not going to put myself in that position to even be there.
Right.
To even be there. I'll catch you on another day when it's just you and I. Bullets don't have eyes, guys. And when are we as a race, as a nation, going to come together and realize that we all we got? We all we got. I don't care what it is. We are constantly having to fight against each and everything that comes into play. We all we got. And yet and still, we're taking each other out. KBOB 89.9 FM radio, the Meek in the Morning Shoe crew, and we'll be right back, guys.
On the FM. I might not be smart enough to solve the problems of the world. Seems to be something wrong with the way things are going. There got so many ways to cure the ills, but the problems keep on growing. They want to keep in space, experiment, and make the people pay the rent. All the money I make, that my bills don't take, I got to give to the government. I can't use it, no, no. Politician people, I think you ought to know. Got a message right here for you. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the fun. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the fun. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the fun. Each and everybody afternoon. Hey, there used to be enough. Where has all that money gone? Who's keeping it from us? Sing it to the people. I want to sing it to them now. I want to tell you. We got burning factory workers. Yes, we do. With no place to talk. We got an earth full of resources. Sink, coal, and oil. Let me tell you. We want to work, let us work. We want to work. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the buck. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the buck. We cool, but we need the money. Got to have the buck. Each and everybody afternoon. We need it. I understand the system is kind of plain to see. You got what you earn, the rest you can't. Don't you give nothing to me.
And we are back, Mika in the Morning Show and crew. I was getting ready to do the weather. It says that it says currently that it is 73 degrees. The high will reach 75 and the low will reach 59. So my watch must have reset because just a second ago, I promise you, it had 0% chance of rain, which was lies, 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 lies on top of lies. So I'm thinking the rain didn't came in to wash away all the dirt and the trash that possibly could have been left downtown. So today is a new day, a new start, and a new journey. Today's topic: being grateful for what you already have. And don't forget, real quick, drive to arrive safely, because just like today, we need you right back here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Meek in the Morning Show, plus all the other wonderful, wonderful shows that go on at the Bobby Eaton Media Station. If you're not listening, it is definitely because you don't want to be, because hey, it's always a party on the Meek in the Morning Show. I don't care if it's rain, sleet, shine, Christmas, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a good time up in here, okay? And don't forget to spend some time with somebody special, even if that somebody special is you, because here we think you're very special. Okay, so the topic drop: being thankful and grateful for what you already have. Being grateful for what we already have. The next person's life blessings are not meant for you. Your journey is your journey. Your lane is your lane. Your shoes to walk in are your fitted shoes. However you got them, however you got where you are. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit more, and then we're going to let Chaz jump in the conversation. With that being said, be thankful for the little things you have right now. Be thankful and not envious of what somebody else has on their plate. For one, you don't know who gave them that plate, and you don't know who fixed that plate. You don't know what's on that plate, and you don't know how they're living behind closed doors. Their job every day is to come out into the world and be a positive entity. If they can inspire someone to do better, then they've done their job without even knowing it. I say that to say, because some people get upset because they don't have the biggest house, or some people get upset because they don't have the best car in the neighborhood or the job that they want. So they're envious of someone who may have it. But little do they know that there's somebody willing to kill for what they have, because they're not may not be doing even half as well as the person that you're doing, and you're envying somebody else. I also was saying too that about being thankful. Like he said, people want to say, let's get out of town. Let's get out of town. There's nothing to do here. Nothing to do here. Why weren't we thankful enough that Juneteenth went the way that it went? Why weren't we thankful enough to see all of those beautiful people down there? And that's not to say all of us weren't thankful. I was very thankful. I just wasn't thankful for, for what happened. But don't be surprised when they take it back from us under the realms of they just don't know how to act. Why couldn't we be thankful? Because it was beautiful weather. All of the food trucks was down there. You couldn't miss. I don't care what your preference of food was. You could not miss all the entrepreneurs that were down there, the vendors. You couldn't miss it. We should have been thankful for that. We've actually had almost half a month of gearing up for the centennial. And then at the Bobby Eaton Station, they had the festival. And then Juneteenth came. So Tulsa has been on the map. We have been popping. Why are we not grateful for the things that we already have? Is that a mentality? Is that envy? Is that jealousy? Is that what is that, Chaz? What is that?
I think it's very much of a mentality. Gratitude is an attitude.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I'm putting that on a t-shirt.
how my gratitude for something that is determined by my attitude, how I feel about it, right? So I'm grateful. Um, I'm grateful for what I have because I'm thankful for it. It is my attitude. I don't envy or despise anything I have. I'm grateful for my family because that's my attitude towards my family. I love my family, and so I think it is very much an attitude of just not being grateful for anything, right? Your gratefulness is your altitude. Um, the more grateful you are, the more thankful you can be about the small things or the things you have in your life, or thankful for the Juneteenth that we have, or thankful for the centennials we have. It's our mindset. We need to be more grateful in our mind for the things that we have.
Okay. Okay. So how does a person who is not grateful, because to me, not being grateful can be dangerous.
Right.
If I'm so envious, and we know what happened, we know it has happened. We've seen it a million. Well, let me retract that. We've seen it a trillion. We even skipped over a billion. We've seen it a trillion times how someone is not actually grateful for just what they have and who they are. And they hurt people, they lie, they steal, manipulate, They do all of the hurtful, harmful things just simply because they feel they're entitled to what someone else has. To me, that is definitely the epitome of not being grateful for the things that are already placed in front of you. So imagine not being grateful for all the things that are not placed in front of you, or that imagine being ungrateful for things about the things that you think you are supposed to have. And then boom, you wake up. And since you weren't grateful, he took those things away from you.
Right. So a person, how you said how you help a person who's not grateful, they should think about the things that they don't have. Or
They really do though. You right. But how many times does an ungrateful person really think about what they don't have? They just keep trying to figure out, why is this person's life going this way? Why is this person so lucky? That's like if somebody go to the casino, this person always have great luck at the casino, and this person always loses all their money at the casino. My thing is, quit worrying about how much they're winning at the casino. Concentrate on not losing what you already have. Quit taking it to the casino. Be grateful for that.
right, and you don't know what they're doing to get that. You may be paying $50. They may be paying $1,000.
That's probably
They
most
may be
likely.
spending their whole check up there, and you only paying $20. So everything that's shiny, what's the quote, ain't gold, or everything that glitters is not gold.
Everything that
So
glitters is not
just
gold.
because one has a lot of things that you desire, the way that they got it, you may have to. How can I say this? You may have to forfeit your integrity to get.
Yes. I'm a firm believer of, as I've gotten older, I realize as I've gotten older. Now, don't get me wrong. I've always had a certain type of mentality because when I began to have children, my life basically no longer belonged to me. So I sacrificed and I gave up a lot of things. But I can honestly say I was never envious of the mother who was allowed to drop her children off. Understand? Drop her children off with anybody, grandma, cousin, baby, that whatever. I was never envious of that person because I made an executive decision. My attitude, my gratitude was my attitude.
That's right.
Okay, I was grateful that my children were here. I was grateful that I was the one making sure they were eating. I was grateful that I was the one making sure that they were safe. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I was never envious of the mothers who got to become mothers, but still run around, do what they want to do, go where they want to go, be who they truly want to be. What's the quote outside? They've been outside for a while now. I was never envious of that. Great moments for me was when we used to pop popcorn and we'd have movie night. Granted, it was a cartoon movie night, but hey, it is what it is.
Right.
You know, I remember us riding around in the car and we all knew that McDonald's song because it was only certain music that was played in the car. So I was grateful that I was had the integrity and the intelligence enough to try to steer my children in a different direction. There wasn't too much that they were exposed to too soon. And as a result of that, I think I have pretty great children. They're not perfect because neither was their mother, but we were perfect for each other. So I was really grateful that I was able to be the mother that I chose to be. That's why I'm a hoverer. That is why I am one. So, but that person that always has something to say. Question: social media, how big of a part does that play in people not being grateful for what they have because they're too busy watching somebody Facebook fake life? Because that's what I call it. Not everything is fake. The person you see at the shop, the person that I am when you come to my home, the person that you see at the station, and the person you see on Facebook, Mika is all the same trip. I'm a whole trip. But I'm a whole trip around the world and I've been the same trip since day one. What about those people that are on Facebook that can't get past what other people are doing in their life by seeing all that play out?
Social media play a lot of it. I would say 95% of it.
That's it? Just 95?
95%
That's
of
a
it.
low number then. No.
95%. Because people fake their lives on Facebook
Mhm.
and they fake their lives on Instagram. And as a result, we say we want to be like this person, we want to be like that person. When actuality, they're not even living how they say they're living.
Exactly.
Many times when I would do social media, I would look on there and see somebody post something. I'll think to myself, now you know you lying. I don't know why you even, because I know you personally. So I know you ain't
Right,
doing that particular thing or you
right.
ain't making that much of money. You just putting that out there. So I think it plays 95%.
I'm gonna say that's a low number because I'm gonna say 99.9. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Miss Coffee. Where you been, girl? Where you been? So that Facebook, that social media, that's a whole new area that we've jumped into. About how long has it been out? Can we say 10, 12 years maybe? It hasn't been out 20. So I'm gonna give it a good 10.
Social media or
Right.
particular Facebook? Because before Facebook, you had MySpace.
Right. So all together, what, about 10, 15 years maybe? You think longer than that?
Oh, yeah, it's been longer than that.
You think longer than that?
Yeah, I
But it
think it's
seemed
been
like it
longer than
has progressively gotten worse because there are every few years or whatever, there's a new platform. There's a new platform
that. Right.
for something to come out. So again, how does that make people not be does it play a part in people not being grateful about what they already have?
Of course it does. Um, of course it does. Like I said, you get to see these fake plastic lives on social
Not
media
plastic.
and you try to portray that life. I mean, or you try to portray that, or you get jealous because you're not there. Um, I mean, even with people, I mean, think about it. Nowadays, people get how they look, how they dress off social media,
I've been guilty, but I try to keep it classy.
right? And that's, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you feel as if you can't look the same, you get ungrateful,
You
or you
do.
get envy, or you get jealous of why you can't be like that particular thing. When really, you should just be grateful to be yourself because can't nobody be better than you than being you.
Hey, there was a very wise woman. I really, really love and like her. Her biggest quote, well, one of the biggest quotes that stood out to me, and we've talked about it on the show. We were talking about a situation, we were talking about relationships, we were talking about all of that. And she had the simplest solution: just be who you say you are. To me, that's also a term of being grateful. Just being who you say that you are, which means that I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this that I have. I'm grateful for what I've been lucky enough to be blessed with. I can't worry about my picture getting 50 likes and yours getting 5,000 likes. There's a reason that you're getting those 5,000 likes. There's something that I'm not doing that I may not even want to be doing
Right.
to get those likes. So I do believe that social media has played a big part. But what are some other things that make people really envious and ungrateful for the things they already have?
Not realizing that it could be worse.
Not realizing that there's somebody that is worse.
Right. I call it the woe is me spirit.
Hmm.
Always complaining, woe is me. I gotta go through this. I gotta go through that. When somebody is going worse than you are, doing worse than you are, or living worse than you are, or got it worse than you are. Um, you complaining about having an old car when somebody don't even have one.
Right.
You know, or you complaining about certain things hurting on your body, um, but you can still get up and walk. You can still
Take
uh,
care of yourself.
do it.
Maintain your household.
There's somebody right now getting pushed around, getting bathed.
Oh yeah,
You know,
very much
and
so.
it wouldn't even be for no reason of them. How many times have we heard of mistaken identity or car wrecks, all type of unfortunate things that happen,
Disease,
and it caused them
debilitating diseases that causes your joints and body to lock up. I wake up every day and I'm grateful that I can stretch. I'm not
right,
even kidding. Like that is, I wake up every day and be like, this stretch feels
right,
so good. It's the little things that we take. Have you noticed that if you cut your finger, even that's so minor, you clean it up, you clean it up, you clean it out, you wrap it in a Band-Aid. You wrap it in a Band-Aid, but yet that cut finger hinders you from doing something, washing the dishes or combing your hair because you don't want the bacteria and all that. And so you've nursed, so you realize how much one little finger matters. So just imagine if a whole hand was gone.
right.
Imagine that. We know that we have to walk and keep our balance with our feet. Just imagine if your foot was gone or your leg. Just how grateful that how ungrateful we are for just the little things that we just overlook every day. Nobody thinks about their fingers, really. Nobody thinks about their toes. Nobody thinks about, oh my God, just any little thing. They don't think about that until God sees fit to do what?
Change it, take it away, and we have that woe is me spirit. Um, what they say, I guess they use it for relationships. You don't know a good thing until it's gone, right? But you can apply that to life.
Every day.
Like I said, I was telling someone yesterday, you don't know how convenient a car is till yours don't start.
You did say that.
You
You
know,
did.
you get in every day expecting it to start
You
doing what it's
do.
supposed to do, but when it start ticking, it tend to mess up your whole day.
Hold up. And don't let it not have had a problem the day before.
Oh
And then
man,
you get in the day of it and you be like, wait a minute, what didn't happen overnight that this car? But you are correct. You never understand and realize how grateful you are until you just do not have it. KBOB 89.9 FM radio here at the Meek in the Morning Show. Our topic today is being grateful for what we already have. The next person's life blessings are not meant for you. Your journey is yours. We'll be right back, guys.
Oh, oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. Sheila. Oh, oh, Sheila, you know I want to be the only one. Sheila. Oh, oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. Sheila. Oh, oh, Sheila, you know I want to be the only one. Sheila. Here we go. Oh.
Join Tulsa's own Dale Mr. Groove Taylor as he takes you back to the 70s and 80s into the Groove Zone on KBOB 89.9 FM.
I used to go out to parties and stand alone, 'cause I was too nervous
are back. We are back. We are back. KBOB 89.9 FM radio, the Bobby Eaton Show media, where we tell our story our way. And we are back with Meek in the Morning Show and crew. Definitely was an eye-opener day. I'm so grateful and thankful for Chaz being here. I do not know what I would have done without you today. And you know what? I'm so grateful because now I don't have to know. I can sweep that under the rug. I can wash it out with the rain. I can let it go on down the drain because that's something that I do not have to figure out. So I'm grateful that he's here. Tell me some of the things which you kind of explained earlier that you are grateful for. I know you said your family, but what does that mean? Why are you grateful for your family?
I came from a loving family.
Yes, you did.
Start from my household. I didn't grow up in a one parent. I grew up in a 2-parent home. Um,
Actually, four, because them grandmothers was, whew.
you know, um, I was a grandma's boy. I grew up, especially with my nana. I was over there every chance I got. So I came from a loving
Lying.
family.
He was over there lying.
I grew up with a loving family. Especially, playing basketball, you see all different types of family, all different backgrounds where people come from. And I grew up with people who came from one parent household or who struggled, all type of different things that they had to go through in their family that I did not have to experience. And at the time, I didn't think much of it now, but as an adult and having my own family, I see the importance of having a loving family. We were never forsaken, never abandoned. So I'm very grateful for my family because it could have been worse.
Okay. And that was your family growing up. But now, as a young man, you have your own family.
Right.
What are the things that you are grateful about now and that you took from your childhood into your new family? And let me be the first to say congratulations because he just moved into his new house yesterday. So last night was their first night there. So they are getting acclimated. And I know, but I can't wait to go over there and decorate their house.
Um, the principles I take from it, now people may have their own opinion, but I feel like I had the best dad growing up. So I'm taking those lessons that I've learned and apply them to my own home, taking care of my family, and that's what my dad did. And so that's what I'm gonna do for my family. Just be that provider that I need to be for my family.
So did I make a good choice?
You made a great choice.
I made a great
Yeah,
choice. That's really good to hear because you rarely hear kids say that or nice things about their parent. It's always they're in my business. They won't let me live my life, and I still don't. To a certain extent, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
I don't beat it into their heads anymore or anything. I give my opinion and I tell them. My biggest thing is I tell them keep living. I say that is my alma mater. I really probably should put that on a t-shirt and a keychain. I probably should put it on my license plate on the car because that is my thing. Keep living. So you're grateful for those things. You're also great for the great job you have. And no, I never really hear you complain about what you don't have. Now, don't get me wrong. I hear him gripe all the time, but I rarely hear him complain about the things he don't have. Okay, so outside looking in, because now you no longer live in my home. You have your own home. So growing up or seeing me now in a different state, I'm still mom, but I'm mom to an adult kid. Be honest, I can take it. Are there things that you see me not being grateful for? And are there things that you saw me be most grateful for? Why you taking so long?
Growing up, I seen you. You still the same. Care for people. Care about people. Um, I'm not gonna put your business out there, but I've know personally what you've done for people and how you help them. Um, so you've been the same. I never really hear you complain about anything.
Except y'all. Huh?
Right. I ain't never really just see you be ungrateful. You always been that person that tried to be a step ahead of a situation or tried to be the referee or the mediator. But I've never really seen you just be ungrateful because we have nothing to really be ungrateful about. As far as me and my siblings, y'all guys probably knew about financial things, but we didn't know it. But it was never ungratefulness in our face. We wouldn't know that. We'd be lying if we said we grew up in an ungrateful home. We never seen it.
Okay.
So whatever struggles you guys had, it wasn't presented in front of us.
Right, because those were adult problems,
Right,
and not kid.
So it was never. So I wouldn't say we never. My dad's not ungrateful either. So we didn't grow up I never see my parents be ungrateful or complaining people.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
No.
Thank you. That means a lot. And now I told you guys, I told you that I've been the same since day one. You hear it firsthand out the horse's mouth. I am very grateful. So let me tell you about some things that I'm grateful for right now because we are definitely coming on the top of the hour. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Things that I'm grateful for right now. I'm grateful that I can pick up the phone and call all three of my children. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to do that. I'm grateful that I am able to help my children with their children. I get to do things all over again. And yes, I did spoil my children, but honey, that is nothing compared to what them grandbabies get away with. The running thing in my house, if something gets broken, I don't care what it is. They blame it on one of them grandkids because my whole attitude, who broke, blah, 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 blah. And they say, oh, Chazzy broke it. Okay, well, let's get this cleaned up so Chazzy won't cut herself. Let them say one of my older kids broke it. Oh, we about to get in the car, go to the store. We about to replace this ASAP. So that's kind of like a running joke in my house. Who broke it? One of the babies. Or running, that kind of happened last weekend or
Right.
whatever. It happened last weekend. So I'm grateful for the hardworking man that I have at home. I'm grateful that you're never going to go broke with him because when I say he's a bona fide hustler in the right way, this man keeps 3 or 4 jobs because he wants to, not because he has to. So I'm grateful that I don't have somebody that just doesn't care how we live. He's very conscious of how we live. I'm thankful that I am allowed to have a little bit more free time now that I've gotten older to help out with things, whether it's around the house, whether it's around our business, whether it's with my kids, whether it's with my grandkids. I'm grateful and thankful that I get to come up here and have a platform to say what I'm grateful about.
Right.
Imagine that. Imagine that. I'm grateful for the home that has been provided because even though my husband provided that, I still know that it comes from somewhere greater. I'm grateful that I'm able to maintain that home and keep that home together. I'm grateful that on Sundays, my children, my grandchildren, my mother and my mother-in-law come to my house and I try to do a Sunday dinner, which we have totally gotten away from. But I can say that I've been doing that for a while. My husband said that he was thankful that his children were there on Sundays and that, we fellowship together. So I had to keep making that happen. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for the people who have chosen to love my children in the manner that they have. Let me go ahead and give a shout out too. I'm grateful for Milton Harper. Milton Harper is dating my daughter. He has no children. Everybody knows my daughter has an 8-year-old child. When I say this man is so good to her and her child, I could not be more thankful. And he's not a father. But you know what? We had to give him an appreciation gift yesterday. It was not presented as a father's gift, but it was presented as an appreciation gift. And my grandson and my nephew took it to him and said, thank you for always being so good and so nice to us. So it wasn't presented as a Father's Day gift because he's not a father yet, but he's going to make a great father one day. Is there anything personally that you're thankful one that you want to speak on real quick before we get up out of here?
Just thankful for life and my family. Um, Thankful for what I got and what I don't have. I'm working to get it.
Right. I'm also thankful for my daughter-in-law. This woman is so spiritually and emotionally beautiful to me. I've told my son on many occasions, if they break up, she's staying. And he's getting up out of here. She's a lot like me. She's a lot like me. I tell my son sometimes, hey, what is such and such doing? He said, that's your best friend. Call her. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I'll be right back here Wednesday with another hot topic to drop. And I'm thankful and grateful that my son came in today. I'm thankful and grateful that hopefully he'll be a new addition to what I'm trying to do. I'm grateful for the people that I've met then and now, and for the people that hopefully I'll be able to meet in the future. KBOB 89.9 FM radio, and we are out of here. And don't forget, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party. Hey, hey, hey! Hey, KBOB 89.9 FM radio. See you guys Wednesday.